We are living through what some people are calling the next industrial revolution. Seriously. But this one, it isn't built on steam or electricity. It's built on artificial intelligence. And we're not just talking about slightly faster phones or smarter gadgets. This is about fundamentally reinventing how we create, how we innovate, and maybe even how we think.
And this quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? The message is crystal clear. This moment is being treated with some serious historical weight. We're not talking about a small incremental step here. We're talking about a massive, giant leap forward.
You know, to really get a handle on where we're headed, it helps to look back at where we've been. And the story being told here connects today's AI explosion directly to those legendary American innovations, like the invention of the transistor or the birth of the internet. This is being framed as the next epic chapter in that same story.
So you might be asking, okay, but why is this huge resolution happening right now? Well, it's because the engine that has been powering the entire digital age for 60 years has basically hit a wall. A huge computing crisis created this vacuum, and with it, an absolutely urgent need for a completely new way forward. For more than half a century, Silicon Valley had a golden rule. It was called Moore's Law, and it was like the predictable heartbeat of progress. It basically guaranteed that our technology would get twice as fast, smaller, and cheaper every couple of years. It was an incredible ride.
But, well, the laws of physics have a way of catching up, right? That predictable exponential growth has slowed to a crawl. The reliable doubling of performance that we all just took for granted, it's over. To put it bluntly, the old way of making computers faster just doesn't work anymore. The party's over. And that creates a massive, massive problem. The demand for computing power is exploding, especially with AI, but the old engine that we've relied on for decades has stalled out. So what's next? If the old engine is dead, what on earth is going to power our future? Well, the answer that's being proposed isn't just some small tweak. It's a radical reinvention of computing itself. It's this two-part solution. First, a completely new model for computing, and second, a totally new kind of building to put it in. So here's the fundamental shift. The old way, it used a CPU that processed tasks one by one, kind of like a single gourmet chef meticulously making one dish at a time. The new way uses a GPU, which is more like having thousands of chefs all working in parallel on different parts of a gigantic banquet. It's that massive parallel processing that lets AI models actually learn instead of just following instructions somebody wrote for them. And this idea leads to this really powerful new metaphor, the AI factory. Now, these are not the data centers we're used to, the ones built to store your photos. These are single-purpose facilities. The raw material is data, their machinery is thousands of GPUs, and their final product, intelligence itself, delivered as things called tokens, which are basically the building blocks of everything an AI creates. Okay, so if the AI factory is the building, what's the actual engine running inside of it? Well, this is where we get the big reveal, Blackwell, the next-generation platform designed to power this entire vision. And the reason a new engine like this is so critical is because of what's described as a virtuous cycle. It's like a feedback loop that's just spinning faster and faster. As the AI models get smarter, more and more people use them. And the more people use them, the more computing power you need to make them even smarter. You've got two exponential curves hitting at the exact same time. And this is the answer. To meet that insane demand without Moore's Law to help you, you need a true breakthrough. And the claim here is that Blackwell delivers a 10-fold, that's 10x, performance increase over the last generation for the big AI jobs. Not 10%, 10 times. That is a huge leap. And if you want to know how big a deal this is, just follow the money. The scale of this shift is just staggering. We're talking about a projected $500 billion in demand for this technology through 2026. This isn't some niche market. This is the foundation of a whole new economy. And with a market this huge, it's also a big deal where this technology is being built. And the point is made that from the silicon wafers in Arizona to the final assembly in California, this new engine for AI, it's being manufactured right here on American soil. Okay, so we've got all this incredible abstract computing power. We've got AI factories, but what does all of this actually do? How does it change things for you and me? Well, this is where it all gets connected back to real-world stuff that's set to completely reshape our daily lives.
Let's just look at 3 areas where this power is already being put to work. First, we're seeing the development of AI-powered 6G networks for incredibly efficient communication. Second, in our factories and warehouses, humanoid robots are actually becoming a reality. And third, out on our roads, that dream of truly self-driving cars and robotaxis, it's getting closer than it's ever been before.
And all of this brings the whole story full circle, right back to that grand idea from the very beginning. This entire effort, from solving the death of Moore's Law to building these massive AI factories, it's all being presented as a challenge on the scale of an Apollo moment. It's like a modern-day space race.
And it closes with this famous aspirational line, really tapping into that spirit of exploration. The message is clear. This new technology is the ship that's going to let us push beyond the limits of what we think is possible today.
So if it's all true, if we really are at the dawn of a new industrial revolution powered by artificial intelligence, it leaves all of us with one huge critical question. The tools are being built, the engine is firing up, so the only thing left to decide is, what are we going to build with it?